Hello everyone, Zorania here, and I'm going to go through my list of mods, my list of characters, etc., and the general approach that I'm going to do for the Baldur's Gate 3 Impossible Challenge. So, for context, if you don't know what the Impossible Challenge is, it is on the Tactician Enhanced, the setting to give all enemies 500% extra HP, plus 3 actions, plus 3 bonus actions. I unfortunately didn't see this when the challenge was live, or I would have done it, but we're going to come through and do this on patch 8, just because it seems fun. I usually play extremely hard modded playthroughs, so this will probably be relatively okay, just because from what I'm seeing it's not scaling enemy AC or saves, so you should be able to, with giga damage and acuity, blow through it, but we will find out. The full list of mods I'm using is the better UI pieces here. Those are pretty obvious. Carry weight extra, just because carry weight is one of the most annoying things in the game. And I'm not planning on carrying a bunch of barrels into red areas, so it's free. Also on the impossible thing, it was allowed. Cuttings last until long rest sometimes occasionally saves you a bonus action, but if you know where all the fights are and you're not surprised by the fight coming, then you can always just use your coding then enter combat. So this just saves some clicks. Yes, if a fight goes for 10 rounds plus, it saves you a bonus action, but whatever. Configure wild magic is because if you take a level 1 wild magic sorcerer, spam Featherfall, which is a ritual. You can do that infinitely until you proc the Wild Magic Surge to give 1d4 force damage. You then do some bullshit, and you get to keep the extra force damage on your weapon. This just makes life a little easier by guaranteeing that it's going to be that Wild Magic Surge, and that it happens 100% of the time. It saves 3 to 4 minutes per long rest. Yes, you don't have to do it by long rest if you toss your weapon on the ground, but I'm going to be using a Shadow Blade character, so I would need to do it every day. The worst Wild Magic Surge you can get is, as a level 1, is Summon Mephit, so like this just saves 3 to 4 minutes of clicking every time I long rest. Everlasting Camp Provisions is because you can already respec somebody to a Druid and spam good berries. This just makes it so that you don't even have to deal with the subgame, because like, who cares about camp provisions? Like, there's infinite of them in the game anyway. Fast digging is such a cheat. Now, the one that actually is kind of cheating is the infinite pieces here. But you can already get infinite of these by buying them from vendors. You can guarantee that you never miss a steal. You can get infinite gold. And this just means that you don't have to respec somebody and then click level up, steal from the vendor, click level up, steal from the vendor, click level up, steal from the vendor, or do long rests without using supplies so that you can keep coming back to get all of these infinite things. So if this invalidates it, I don't care. Infinite sorcery points. Because you can get infinite consumables already, that means that you can start getting infinite potions of angelic reprieve. Infinite potions of angelic reprieve means you can get infinite sorcery points. This just saves time. I'm not planning on abusing it, but I'm going to do it here just because, like, if I do want more sorcery points, it saves me time of clicking things. Long Strider QOL, same thing. Just most of these are literally just QOL. Like, you don't have to knock out all fear each night. You get some extra waypoints, some visualization to make the paladin auras look cool. So that's the mod set. If I change anything, I will put an update in the description. Now for the party I'm doing, I'm going to start off as a swords bard. Bard makes the early game super easy because you get expertise in persuasion and intimidation and deception. Pick 2. That's going to be a half-elf Dark Urge for Booming Blade. Then at level probably 8 or 9, probably 8, so I can have extra attack plus Quicken, respec over to a Paladin Sorcerer. So Paladin 5, Sorcerer 3, that way I get Quicken Spell. Then go Paladin 6 for Aura, then continue up on Sorcerer until I get to Act 3 for Band of the Mystic Scoundrel, then go back to Smite Swordsbard. There's not too much to say about Smite Swordsbard, everyone knows it. You get the Acuity Helm plus Band and, control the shot out of the game while cleaving through everything. Second character is going to be a Life Cleric. There might be some dips in here, depending, early on. They are going to just help carry through the early game with the healing items, Whispering Promise, Boots Aid and Comfort, etc. So that early game is fine. Once we get to Act 2, which we are probably going to rush after doing the Goblin Leaders, then we can go into Act 2, get the early items in Act 2, which will make you Giga OP, come back and clean up Act 1 and 1.5. But we'll get the Battlemaster's Power Gloves with the Spirit Guardians and Luminous Armor as the main thing we use. That will, due to reasons with Luminous Armor and Radiant Orb Explosions, mean that Battlemaster's Power stacks up Acuity off of hitting things with Spirit Guardian. That should work. If it doesn't, we still have the Fire Acuity Helm to do that. And Cleric has a bunch of nice reactions and nice utility to go with it. This could be a Sorcerer Warlock, but I think I like the Cleric here for the healing item synergy. We'll see what we end up long term. But definitely early game is going to be a Life Cleric. Then is going to be Open Hand Monk, who then eventually respecs into a Great Old One Assassin Hunter. That way they just get to mass debuff everything. They get the Potion of Everlasting Vigor. We'll be using Natural Strength on them for Bloodless Elixirs. I would love to play a half orc on here, but the face is going to have to be the Smite Swordsbard, just because the charisma stack you could do without, but having your face character have the charisma is just so nice. I could use a hireling, but I like having the origin companions there, so we'll see on that. But they are just going to be AoEing everything and debuffing them, and that all the characters are going to have CC options available, and that will mean that the 500% HP doesn't matter because you can already blow through that with Giga damage. And if they're CC, the 3 extra actions and bonus actions don't matter. Last one's going to be a thrower, probably Zerker up to 6, and then possibly Giants at 6. I'm just thinking for Grim. And I know you can cheese them, but we're planning on actually fighting everything. But yeah, thrower into EK Shadowblade, so that we get to do Giga damage with DRSs on held targets. And they're going to be single action or single attribute charisma at level 9. So thrower to 9, then respec is the plan there. And then for the general approach, we are going to try and fight every single enemy we can. The only things we might do is conversation a couple of the bosses. I'm just thinking getting the Rat Bat, but if we can go in and steal the Rat Bat, then we'll actually kill Thorm. But need to decide on how we're going to approach all the Thorms in Act 2 for if we're going to conversation them to skip through them so they kill themselves, or if we're going to actually fight them. Because we're not pushing them off ledges if they kill themselves, but we'll see. Might be more fun just to actually kill them all so that we get to see the fights, because I normally skip them if I'm doing honor mode. Yep, that's the general plan. Let's see how it goes.